So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Who does that?
Yeah, you
Why
know,
does it smell in here?
have you ever thought about like that? Yeah,
And then I pull up to my boy Gary's wedding, and they ask me if I'm on the guest list, and I'm like, literally, no.
Literally,
But
I'm
I'm
the one
his-
who made the list.
I inspired the list.
Yeah.
It was implied that I was on it.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't get our invitations, but we figured they probably just got lost in the mail. We were there in spirit, though.
Yeah.
We were like literally in spirit. This is like a literally
The Spirit Podcast.
this is the spirit.
Spirit
podcast.
Cast.
This is
We do fortunes.
Jamie.
And this is Vic from the grave. This is Vic's spirit.
Oh yeah, and this is Jamie's. What's another word for spirit?
Gassed.
No.
Ghost.
Mine sounds way more scary than yours. Why I sound like I'm haunting a wedding or something.
You're a specter. That's it. I'm the ghost. You're the Christmas Paths ghost or whatever.
It's good to be back. I'll say that. Did you have a good holiday?
I had a pretty good holidays.
We took the week off. During that time, it's been an entire new year. It was really only a week, though. I don't know how many times I can say that joke before it becomes funny. I don't think it was ever funny. Eventually, it will be, though.
Yeah, surely. It'll be funny.
Yeah. Did you do anything special to celebrate the new year or anything? Christmas or any other celebrations, vacations, anything like that?
Yeah, I did probably the most important thing you should do.
Yeah.
Drink.
Okay.
And sleep.
Drink your sorrows away.
Drink yourself
Sleep.
happy.
Yeah.
Drink yourself sad.
Yeah. When I wake up and only think about drinking, it's not because I'm upset and need something to wash away the suffering. It's because it's my diet. No.
It's because I have.
I have to for health
I
reasons.
have to. I'm medically instructed to drink, to have at least an 8% alcohol blood level.
Yeah, 8%. But yeah, I think you are a spirit.
That's how I become
8%.
I misread it. They said 0.008. I was like, oh.
Yeah. 8%. Yeah, I think you
Not 8.
might actually be talking from beyond the grave right now. I didn't end up doing any drinking. I worked New Year's Eve, and then I was afraid to drive home. I was afraid of getting hit or I don't know, drunk drivers. That is what I associate New Year's Eve with, at least late at night. I've been fortunate enough not to.
Have to drive then.
Oh, I was just going to say, I haven't been fortunate enough not to have to. I was just going to say I've been fortunate enough not to witness or be involved in any accidents.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I didn't really get to celebrate it all that much. Christmas was cool. I had a good time for Christmas. Just family. I don't have any trips or anything. Did you get any good presents or anything?
Yeah, I got a couple of pieces of coal in my stocking.
Yeah. I got a piece of coal and I thought it was the candy coal. And so I took a bite out of it and I chipped my teeth.
I just threw it in the fireplace and it exploded.
Yeah. And then I had I was going to make a joke about you eat charcoal when you get poisoned or something. But I didn't know. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have enough knowledge about that.
That's for the alcohol poisoning.
Okay, sure. Or bleach or something.
Tasty.
There was no bleach was consumed. Gary is now wed. We have
Officially wed.
a new season to look forward to. Gerry and Theresa melt my heart. They're so sweet.
They are. They're very nice.
Um,
I don't know if anyone's ever said this, but I think they are perfect for each other.
I don't think they could live without each other.
No. I think they might have found the one that they can't live
Without.
with.
Yeah. This was a good special like episode. I kind of figured when we saw the like 2-hour time slot that a lot of it was gonna be like it's not just gonna be the ceremony, because the ceremony itself was like 15 minutes.
50. Yeah. With the ad breaks.
Yeah. Oh
They've
my
extended
gosh.
it.
Just let them get through the wedding. Stop making them stand up there to do nothing while we go to a 5-minute ad.
They're like, say your vows, and they're like all crying, and they're like, okay, can you hold that for 5 minutes or go to commercial?
Oh my gosh. That part was really sweet. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the lead up, there was a lot of Bachelor royalty there. A lot of people from the franchise. There's a lot of the golden women there, which was pretty cool.
They were very golden.
They were very golden.
That was cool, especially Theresa being one of the, what do you call it? Or sorry, Kathy, not Theresa.
Oh yeah, that was
Kathy
a little bit of a surprise.
Announcers.
I guess it's not really a surprise. I really doubt there's any beef at this point. They made so many jokes about it, which I thought was funny. The whole zip it thing. I mean, were you surprised by any appearances or non-appearances? I think I asked you. I was like, Faith was there, which
Faith was.
I don't know. It still seemed fresh enough to where it would make sense. You know, she didn't go.
Yeah.
And we didn't see.
What were you gonna say?
We didn't see Leslie, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, was she there?
I don't think so. Or at least not that I know. Maybe. Yeah, I don't think so. But that's not a surprise, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that would make sense.
She was the runner-up. She probably had the strongest connection aside from Theresa. It's like, and this is like only months removed. Like,
yeah, since the whole thing happened and ended.
I mean, yeah, I wonder, unless I missed something, unless I wasn't paying attention, and like they said, like maybe she couldn't make it for whatever reason. It's probably like I wouldn't want to go if I was her.
Yeah, no, definitely, just to be reminded.
And I could argue the same for like Faith, but everyone else, it's like, sure, no offense to like them, but they didn't
have a chance.
That is all offense to them, but they didn't have a chance.
But they weren't as emotionally invested to where it would crush you to see them with someone else.
Yeah, it was good to see a lot of them. It was really sweet. I mean, who did we see? Who were one of the first ones that we saw?
Let's see, Susan.
Susan was there. I mean, yeah, and then aside from the golden ladies, we also had like Charity, was sort of like a co-host, sort of sorts,
for a couple of different interviews
with Kathy. Who else was there? We saw Ben Higgins, former Bachelor, was there. Wells was there.
Braden.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's a big story. I guess we can get to. Who else? I mean, there was plenty there to name, but yeah. What did you think of a lot of the stuff it like showed them like prepping their wedding, like the whole wedding planning
that was
thing?
Actually pretty wild.
I did think it was funny when Theresa was saying like Gerry's like, you know, just do your thing. I immediately thought, I was like, yeah, he probably doesn't like want to. This is like very cynical of me, but it's like, yeah, he probably doesn't like want to do the like planning part. It's like you pick.
Yeah. It's like,
he cared about the cake.
He's like, yeah, no, I'll let you handle this.
What do you think? Anything you want.
Anything.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, the cake.
The cake was important.
He had input on. He liked the chocolate and buttercream. That does sound good. That does sound good.
I want some of that cake. I'll ask him if he has.
Yeah, he'll send us a slice. It'll come probably when our invitations come. What else? I like Natasha's like little pep talk to get off my ass.
Just do it. I think she said.
Yeah, she works for Nike now.
Pretty good. Pretty good. I was inspired.
Yeah, I was inspired. I stood up for like a solid 3 seconds, and I was like,
I know.
my seat was pretty comfortable.
I think I'll sit down now. My legs are a little tired.
Yeah.
Getting up is hard.
We saw Joan and Edith. Who?
Joey.
Oh yeah, Joey as well. Yeah, Joey was there. I was expecting. Did they show a new preview for his season?
They
Because I
did
think
not.
like during one of the commercial breaks there was like the preview, but I couldn't. I
okay.
didn't recognize if it was a new one or not. I haven't seen the first one, in like since it came
Yeah,
out, so I
it's been
haven't
a
really
little bit.
watched it. So I don't know if it's new.
Yeah. Who was he with at the end?
Who? Look that up. I'm sure it's leaked already. I don't want any spoilers.
All right, no
Charity
spoiler.
and Dotton. Dotton gets stolen away by
Oh,
Kathy. Classic. Kathy.
Nice. Nice zip it move there by Kathy.
And then Theresa got to pick out her own dress with the help of Susan and Kathy, her daughters. Or-
Yeah, I think they're both there.
Does she have two? Only
Yeah.
one of them spoke at the actual ceremony, so I got confused for a second. I don't remember her.
Yeah, that's her
hometown.
favorite daughter.
She doesn't need to say it, but the fact that she was the only one that allowed to speak, you don't need
Yeah.
words to like,
They didn't have time, probably. Like,
Oh,
probably on a time crunch.
that is true.
Susan
Although
was,
Gary's daughters both got to speak.
yeah, but they did it first. So then at the end, they're
Yeah,
like,
I'll do it.
cut
first.
it. They're like, cut the last girl.
Yeah, we're gonna be like completely wrong. She only has one daughter or something. There isn't one. We're just like making jokes about one that doesn't even like exist.
Doesn't exist.
Now we just said that and we'll feel bad because she probably
She
does
will.
exist. We can't remember.
Like, oh god.
And then, oh yeah, that was when like Theresa made one of the jokes to Kathy when she like got the dress on, and she's like, with this dress, like whatever, I actually cannot zip it, and I was like, that's very classic.
That is actually good.
And then
That's a good
Kathy's like,
little-
I'm so honored to be able to zip it for Theresa, and I was like, oh, I'm glad they made light of that. It's such a weird like argument at the time. So Gary got to pick out the wedding bands. He chose like this like really beautiful like diamond
encrusted.
like covered. It was like the whole thing.
It was like swirled around.
Yeah. And like hers was like beautiful. And I don't want to be too harsh on Gary, but then Neil Lane was like, "What do you think about this one that has a rock on it?"
It's rock. It's pretty cool.
I mean, he said meteorite.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. A space rock.
I get it. Space trash. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it was funny. Yeah, it did come
Yeah.
across as like, here, you kind of
Here's
get
the
these.
cheap
Yeah,
section.
I have to give you one of these, or I have to give you
One
like
of these for free.
Why don't you take this like this cool rock one? I don't want to give you like one of them that's covered in diamonds and like gold.
24 karat.
It's like like
need this.
sure. Here's a gold one with like diamonds. Here's this super cool rock that I like. I really like recommend.
It really connects with your relationship. How it's like out of this world. Am I right, folks?
Ooh, that
Whoa.
you could be a like
Sales-
ring, a ring salesman, whatever,
A ringer.
a ringer, sure. The wedding, you could be,
wedding-
bro. Why did you
wedding
sing
ring.
at their wedding? You could have been their wedding singer.
Well, that is true. Should. Do a
Speaking
little
of,
opera.
dude, they're the guy singing at the end. I don't know. I thought it was
Yeah.
kind of funny. It would have been
Like,
a
where do they
moment.
get this guy?
Oh my
How
god.
much? Yeah.
Before they cut to commercial, like before they come back and like Gary gives his speech, he's singing the like "Don't Stop Believing," and then like the guy in the background, the singer is like, "Gary, catch me," and Gary's not even looking at it, and then the guy doesn't even like jump. He's just trying to involve him or
I
be
know.
involved,
And he was like, "Come on, sing with me, sing with me."
and Gary's just like, "How's it going?"
See you later, folks.
What else? Oh yeah, and then we do see Braden and Christina Mandrell. I think is her last name. I don't know why she gets her like why they add her last name. I remember she like even went with her full name when she was on Zach's season. I don't know. Because typically it's just
You only
like,
do the first
yeah,
name.
you just
Yeah.
do the first name, and maybe you find out like their last name when they like propose or whatever. I feel like I might have read it somewhere, but I don't remember. Okay. Good enough.
I covered that.
But they are still together. No, not just that, but
They are now engaged
to
each other. To Jesse.
Oh, okay.
To Jesse and Gerry.
Yeah, Jesse and Gary. I had very mixed feelings about it at first.
Yeah, it did seem a little weird at first, just like in the middle of the
In the middle of the like the
reception, whatever.
the like wedding, right before the like ceremony starts, it's like it's
gathering.
it's Gerry and Theresa's day.
It's their day.
But Braden's like, no, it's mine now. I really was wondering. I was like, oh, dude, they probably like pressured him to like do this. And I felt bad for Christina because it's like, if she didn't know, oh man, that would. It's also like, again, they're still in this weird bachelor realm, but they're not on the show anymore. And they've only known each other for probably like a few months now, right? Like
yeah,
after
if that.
Paradise, which ended,
that.
you know, like end of summer, fall, whatever. And so, yeah, they've been talking for like a few months. And he's like, all right, time to get engaged.
This is it. It's never going to get better than this.
It is funny because remember what he said on Charity season? I don't know if like I'm ready to get engaged. That whole thing. That was his thing, right? He did say that.
He was ready to go because he wasn't sure if he was ready or not. And also,
he was a big realist and like
Yeah.
just being like, it's kind of crazy. I'm gonna know you for like 2 months or 8 weeks or whatever it is before I'm supposedly supposed to like propose to you. Okay.
okay.
I just need 3 months and then it's all good.
Just add 1 or 2 more on there and that's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's it is still like a little bit soon, but I'm not gonna like judge that. But it was just like, yeah, it was weird that they did it at the like wedding. It's like kind of again, it's Gerry and don't take the shine
right
away.
Before, probably like 10 minutes or so
And again,
before.
I was really like suspicious. Is like, did they like put him up to it or like did they?
They're like, you got to do this.
Yeah,
man.
I mean,
You really failed us. Like Paradise, you failed us.
oh my gosh,
You got to at least give us something, man.
I mean, Jesse did like afterwards, like after the break, he was like, you know, and Braden even called Gerry and Theresa to get their blessing to do this. And I was like, if that's true,
That
it
is
makes
good.
it a little
That
bit
is
better.
good, yeah.
It makes it better. Like, do you believe that though? Do you think he actually did that?
Yes,
Do you
the
think
man,
he
the director,
actually did that? Yeah.
or the director,
Or did the like production like ask
They
Gerry?
probably, yeah, not him personally. I don't imagine. I don't think he has his phone number.
Yeah. Oh, we do though.
We do.
We can call Gerry whenever we
Unlike
want.
us, which we have instant communication access with Gerry.
Yeah, that's how we know that our invitations got lost. He
Yeah,
texted us. He's like, "Oh, sorry," like
oh.
because we messaged him like when we weren't allowed in because he
Yeah.
said our names wasn't on the list. He was like, "Oh yeah, my bad. Like I mailed it like oh it was like a day late." I was like, "Okay, that's fair. You're our king." So
They said, "Can you like tell him to let us in?" He's like, "I'll get back to you on that."
yeah, it's like, hold on, I'm like fixing my tie right now.
He left
I
us
think
on
he's
red.
still fixing his tie. So
He would have though.
yeah, he would have. It was overall, I mean, it was pretty wild. What did you think of the bachelorette party?
That was good. I like that. That was funny.
That was very
definitely
funny.
Way more than I thought it was ever gonna be.
Yeah.
But it kind of was like went back to when they did the photo shoot with Gerry, like that. Those 4 different themed photo shoots.
Well, this one was
even more.
a very special
This one
theme,
went a
a
little
very
deeper.
revealing boudoir photo shoot. I didn't know what that meant at first. Although when he said like it's gonna be reviewing, I was like, oh, it's gonna be like lingerie or something. It's gonna be, and yeah, that's basically what it was. Man, 70. Ooh,
Whoa.
I'll go on the Golden Bachelorette.
Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Dude, Sandra got so into it. I was like, all right, I'm putting in my application right now. Denzel, oh yeah, I don't blame her for that. That's a good choice. Think about Denzel. Chippendales. You even called that.
Yeah, I did.
You're like, oh yeah, like when's like Chippendales coming in? And like literally like a minute later,
Chip came in.
Chip and then Dale. Not the chipmunks, not the like Disney chipmunks.
No, something with more abs.
Yeah. Sandra's guest that she
definitely
brought
like that.
to the wedding was one of the Chippendales guys.
The stripper.
And he brought his 6 friends, his abs. Sandra's got jokes, man.
She was on it.
Oh, she's good. I really
She's
like
a regular
Sandra.
old Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah. What's the deal with abs? Yeah, no, this was great. I mean, I loved it. It was very sweet. It was very funny. It was hard not to get a bit emotional, like during the actual
while watching
ceremony. Like even like their kids giving their like little toast and speeches. That was nice.
It was really good.
It felt like it actually did feel like their families kind of have merged.
A bond together.
Yeah. Which I feel like it's so good to like hear, because I feel like it's almost different than like, again, like Bachelor, Bachelorette, where it's like, you know, you go to hometowns and you're meeting someone's parents, and this one you're meeting their kids and their grandkids. I don't know, like which scenario would you feel like better about? Like,
I think it just has a lot more pressure because those.
I agree.
Because of the people you've raised. And
Yeah, they look up to you.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, that's exactly. You have to set a standard.
Yeah, you look up to your parents, but there's also like a sense of like I don't want to say everyone like is like trying to rebel against their parents, but it's like not everyone like
Needs their blessing.
Yeah, like needs like.
Whereas
it's like
if your kids didn't like,
it probably
your
means
spouse,
a lot
that
more.
would be, yeah, I feel like, I mean, it depends on the situation, how close you are, but I feel like that one would be
I agree.
way more tough
agree.
on you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of 20-somethings on the show and just in real life, and, you know, dating someone who their parents don't care for, don't approve of, or just whatever about, and they're like, no, I'm still going to date him. And it's just like, whatever, that's your decision. But it's like, I do think, yeah, like if you're there, like Gerry and Theresa's age, and you have your own children and they have grandchildren and stuff, and it's like, you know, that they don't approve. I mean, again, it's not like you can't still choose that person, but it's like, I don't know. It's probably, yeah, I agree. It's probably like more pressure, and it feels it's a harder decision. But it seems like, again, it's worked out.
They haven't had any issues with that at all.
I thought Susan actually did a very good job officiating.
Yeah, she did really well.
She was very entertaining, very
Professional.
very professional too. Like when it mattered too. I thought she did great. I'm very curious, man, about like what the future holds for like Gerry and Theresa. It's like they were making like jokes about like, oh yeah, where you see yourself in like 10 years, and it was like joke, and it's like it is funny, but it's also like, oh, like that is a morbid show. If they laughed at it, and it's like, but like sure, but it's also like it makes me very curious and excited about this
What
franchise.
How they're going to continue it.
I mean, I would assume Golden Bachelorette, and I would just be curious though, are they gonna cast a new like just pick a woman?
It'll definitely be one of the other
I think so. And there's so many good choices to choose from. It's funny because you would think like again standard bachelor bachelorette, they typically choose like from like the top 4 or like 5 or 6 or whatever, because those are, them the most, and like they're typically
The most liked.
fan
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 favorites.
favorites. And dude, I love Natasha. I think Natasha went home like the second or third week.
That is true, yeah.
I would
All
not
of
be
them,
disappointed.
pretty much all of them.
I would not be disappointed. Edith, Ellen, Joan, Faith. Like I really can't pick any of them over another, and I feel like that's really a good sign, I think. And again, I hope it holds like up if they do continue the show. Like I hope it sets such a high standard.
Yeah,
that
it's going to be hard to even be on the same level.
And because I do think if they do it Golden Bachelorette, I do think like it will still have even a different vibe from this, because now you're talking about, because they're not all of the guys that would be on it. They're not all going to be Garys, man. They're not. Like you're gonna get.
I think you might get one Gerry.
You'll probably get like one that or like a couple that are like Gerry-esque, that have that more vibe to them, which is very charming and endearing.
Yeah.
But I think there will be some like older guys who are like, I think it's more likely you'll get like more villain-esque type characters from like these, like any older guys,
Yeah, that is
that
true.
fair to say?
That is, yeah, I feel like that could definitely be something, which would be interesting.
Yeah,
though.
I agree that I don't
that
take it
makes
as
me-
a bad
yeah.
thing. I
Makes
think
me
it's
even more
exciting.
interested in the possibility of that show.
But yeah, and then we still got Joey. And again, I'm excited for Joey. It's just like it's not the same, It's like Gerry.
Not the same. I'm tainted now.
Yeah, I mean we really have been spoiled, but
We're gonna be like, okay, Joey, say what Gerry would have said right now.
yeah, what would he have
say
said?
something Gerry would say.
You did not say that she has your attention. I'm not listening
You're
to you
out.
anymore. You're out.
You did not comfort her in her time of need, or say I'm there for you, or tell her how her traits are the most beautiful part of her. So,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Joey.
How do you
Strike
like?
one.
You didn't ask like how she would react, like if a man told her how sexy she is. Yeah, I don't know. Do you feel like Joey speaks well? Like, do you feel like he is? Okay, 2 separate questions. I guess like, do you feel like he's camera trained, and then like, do you think he would use that if he is? Like, would that transfer in a good way to being the like lead? Like, would he still be able to be authentic and not like on for the camera? Or do you think he's like none of the above anyways, and he's just like whatever?
I feel like he could do it. I don't think he's gonna be like. He does seem like more shy on camera. He's not super like outgoing. I don't know if that's just him personally or him
he's
on
not
camera.
a big personality.
Yeah,
that's for
that is-
sure. I mean,
That is true, but he does like. He is nice.
Yeah.
And good on camera to the people, and
I think that honestly is such a generic word, but I would say that is probably the best word to describe how he comes across, like when he's speaking. It's just nice.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's overly like. I mean, not to say that he's not charming, but it's like it's not the first word that comes to mind.
yeah.
Gerry, that probably
Charming,
is a top word. Charisma. Again, I'm not saying that Joey doesn't have these things, but it's just like the vibe he gives off isn't bad. It's just it's way more
Tame.
but it is nice.
Yeah, it
and
is.
respectful. So it's a bad thing, but it's just I don't know. It doesn't get me like hyped because it's like I don't know. It seems like always the bigger personalities have the more
Lasting effect.
like interesting.
Yeah.
Again, like. But they've picked like a couple interesting choices for their past like bachelors, and I would say like for the majority of the season, yeah, it is kind of bland, But then like they've had some pretty wild endings, like because they just fuck them up somehow. Like they get right up to the end, and it's like this is the time for drama.
Yeah.
let's like sleep with multiple of them. Tell like one that we're not gonna sleep with any of the others. Then do it, and then tell them that we did, and like, and then the
Oh
other
my
one's like,
God.
I'm gonna like tell multiple of them that I love them, and then sleep with multiple of them. And then the one that I asked me not to sleep with like finds out, and then she leaves, and then I keep the other two, but then realize I only want to be with the other one who left, and so I break up with the other two at the same time. It's like, yeah, what the
happened?
hell are these guys doing? I'm gonna be very curious to see if Joey does that. I don't.
Yeah, I can't see him doing that.
I didn't see the other Zach or Clayton, you know, the ones I'm referring to doing that, because I thought these guys are very bland. It's hard to, and that is mean, like it is kind of mean to say, but it's just like, yeah, I wasn't expecting a super dramatic season from their point, like from them doing anything dramatic, and yet they both managed to do some pretty weird and funny stuff.
Yeah, I do. I mean, from an entertainment perspective, I do hope something wild is
Oh
with
yeah,
Joey.
yeah. But I don't hope that it happens like at the end where it's like, I
No,
don't think,
just
because
at the beginning.
yeah, I hope up until like sure like hometowns or whatever, we get a little bit of chaos and fun. But like at a certain point, it needs to even out, because yeah, eventually these people are actually gonna have like serious feelings for each other, like Joey and whatever women that he narrowing it down to. I mean, then you're like, you know, any issues are gonna have like actual emotional effect, like beyond
Consequences.
Yeah,
You're going to actually
hurt someone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when it's like less funny or entertaining, and it's just like, come on, dude.
Get your act together.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to be entertained. I say that hopefully. No, I think it'll be fine. I don't really know what my expectations are. Like I said, I'm trying to keep them just like reasonable after Gary. Gary, I think season really did kind of do it all. It had some good, like legit romance and like connections and stuff like that. Had a little bit of drama, you know, there's stuff between Kathy and Theresa, and kind of all I remember.
Yeah,
but then there was
main.
like the hard hitting like drama at the end with like
Yeah.
Gary and Leslie and even Faith a bit, and it's like, yeah, that part wasn't fun though. I didn't like that part.
But that goes with the territory.
Yeah, you can't. It's hard to expect.
Anything less.
Dude, if he would have, I don't even know in what situation he can bat like a perfect game without going back a few steps and probably not being as forward with like Leslie about like, oh, I'm in love with you. It's going to be, or whatever, the stuff he said.
Yeah. Well, wasn't that guy there the first person to tell two people he loved them at the wedding?
Oh, yeah. I pointed out it was, Ben Higgins, I think, is the first bachelor to say I love you to more than one person.
It's the Higgins effect, or curse.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing, is now it's become so common. So many of them do it.
Changed the game for the worse.
Yeah, it's probably it really is the worst. I really don't think like
it's helped anyone.
Because I think if you set the standard of like, if you're the lead and if you're a contestant going on before Ben Higgins, like knowing that like it's almost normal for him not to say I love you, even if you're like a final 4, 3, final 2 person, because it's like that's reserved for the one. For the one, it's like, yeah, maybe when we get engaged. So it wouldn't be like as like, I mean, sure, like you want to hear it, like when you tell someone you love them, you obviously want to hear it back, but it's not going to be like as like surprising, or like as, I feel like you wouldn't have as much doubt in that like era where like no one's saying it to multiple people, or at least like, yeah, I mean,
but now it's like,
now it's like, dude, you could say it to the like final 4 or 3, and they'd be Jesse, like, you could. I do say it to Jesse, but yeah, I mean, like if you say it to the third, like the final three person, they still are rightfully at this point can have doubt of be like, I don't know if I'm really gonna be the one.
I've heard this one before.
Yeah. And so, yeah. Ben Higgins was a sweetheart, but yeah, he really, the Higgins effect, I don't know if that's been coined, but that is a legit thing. And I do think it's kind of had, in a way, almost, kind of a negative effect. All right, thank you.
Thank you for joining my TED Talk.
I am off my soapbox. I've stepped down finally. Overall, how do you feel about the wedding? Out of 10, how would you rate it? 10 being very weddingful.
A good of a 9.5.
Yeah, I thought it was very
good.
The only half is taken off by Braden and proposing.
They would have taken that out.
Yeah,
it would have been a 10.
No, I really liked it. I would agree. I'd put it right up there.
It's definitely the best wedding I've ever watched.
Yeah.
Also the only.
You don't need to say that. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I've been to like one wedding in my life, and I was like a kid.
Yeah, I was only like 10 or something.
Yeah, I don't even know if I was that old. How do you feel the ring bearer did?
That was good.
The young man.
He rung it.
He did ring it very well.
He did.
They had such a hard time getting the little like ribbons off. I was like, bro, someone
like double knotted.
Someone like triple knotted the like rings.
Kathy, we know.
Yeah. I was waiting for I wanted like Susan to ask like, does anyone have any objections? Like, please pick it now. I wanted I wanted Kathy to like stand up. And I wanted someone else. Or I wanted someone else to like stand up and then Kathy is like, zip it. And they just sit back down.
That would have been great.
Man, that would have
been hilarious.
Kathy's redemption story. No, I feel like she's already redeemed herself. She's,
for hosting
it. She's great. I like Kathy now.
Mm-hmm.
This was a hoot and a half. I really enjoyed
it. This was good. This was a good reunion almost.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's good to be back. What a special reunion. Finally being back and we get to celebrate with our boy, Gerry.
The one and only.
Our girl, Theresa, now. She's part of the family as well.
Yeah, we'll allow her to.
Our infatuation with Gerry now must include the ones, he cares about. We must value them just as much as he does. This is great. I hope they do more of these, but they're gonna need more like golden shows because the people on the regular version or Paradise are not lasting. I mean,
they're dropping.
Though I guess the one thing we haven't said, Charity and Dotun did announce they're planning on getting married, or like their wedding was in fall of, is it this year or next year? I think they said next year. So still another 2025,
Mm-hmm.
still another basically 2 years away, nearly 2 years away. I wonder if that'll be televised. Just fingers crossed it actually happens. They are still together, please.
They stay that
I
long.
like them, dude. Every time he comes on screen, I'm like, how are you that tall? Why am I not that tall?
I know. How can I be tall?
You're emasculating me right now, and I'm not even standing next to you. He's great. Charity's great. Everyone's great. Joey better be great though.
He needs to be. The spotlight's on him now. He needs to carry the torch. Gary's torch.
Yeah. He's gonna let it like fizzle out. He's gonna like walk out into the rain with it and be like, "Is this where I'm supposed to go?"
Slips on the
mud. I mean, so that's the 22nd. We got like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, or whatever would that be? 3 weeks, dude. Don't ask me to count right now. I know you totally just asked me to count. That's why I'm asking you not to ask.
All right,
me.
I won't ask you to count.
But that's gonna be on a Monday, so I guess it's fair to like transition over to Mondays when that starts, but probably keep it Thursdays until then.
Until then, yeah.
Roughly Thursday. Yeah.
So how many more podcasts is that? Can you count that?
I have to like pull up my like abacus to like do the math, bro. What's a calculator? Where's my abacus? That would be 2 more Thursdays, and then it'll be the following Monday.
Okay, nice.
Okay. A few months ago, we mentioned a potential special guest on the rise. We were just
mysterious-
prepping
yeah.
you like months in advance.
Just wanted to let you know.
Someone may or may not come on.
May.
Will they? Won't they?
Who knows?
Are they taking over permanently? Are they going to be the sole host?
I know. Will you ever hear us again?
Yeah.
Who knows? Will they be different people who sound exactly like us
Well, yeah, with imitating us, using our names.
without permission? It's AI.
Yeah.
AI took over our voice.
Little do you know, this podcast has been AI the entire time.
It's written by ChatGPT.
JK. They can't. Now that's how you know it's fake. They can't say JK or like OMG or
It's
something.
not allowed in their system.
Yeah. Well, it's good to be back. This has been like,
Literally.
this is literally Jamie.
And this is Vic.
You can find us on certain podcast platforms such as
Spotify.
Podbean,
Apple Podcasts.
Google Podcasts.
Pandora.
Sure.
Sure. YouTube.
YouTube.
One word.
If you look up literally, one word, no spaces. I don't know how many times we have to tell you this. It's one word on YouTube, just literally. Everything else, Spotify, all the
Just
other ones,
take your space bar off so you don't accidentally use it when you're doing
just
typing it.
rip it off of your keyboard. If you're on mobile, like, I don't know, like put tape
Yeah,
over the
tape
bottom
it.
of your phone to get rid of the space bar so that you can type literally one word, no spaces. We've had to tell you so many times
I
now.
know.
We would think that like you would get
So
it
many
by this
people are
point.
going to the wrong literallys. And I'm just like,
Actually, feel free to leave us any comments, questions. We will answer them, bachelor or unbachelor related. It doesn't matter. We talk about everything. This is the Everything
This is-
podcast.
yeah. The everything, everything.
Like everything. Give a review. Some of them have a star system. Count as high as you can and leave that. Click that
Tell
number.
us how high you can count.
Yeah, from 1 to 5, how high can you count and put that number?
one.
If there's one that has a hand symbol of a thumb, we always point up because we always want to be pushing upwards. We never go down.
Don't go downwards.
Always,
So if you're an upward thinker,
yeah,
click that.
if you're always punching up, hit the punch up button. There's also a subscribe button.
Do
Just get whatever you do. Do not.
reverse psychology.
It'll be lit up. Just gray it out. That's taking up space. It
Yeah.
actually, if you like click it and so that it's no longer colorized, you'll save ink on your screen. Works
Just save the
exactly like a
LED.
printer. Yeah, it'll save the LED. We're trying to preserve your TVs and phones, computers, laptops around here. Just saving a little bit of
We're
money.
looking after you.
We're looking out for you. Good looking out. We'll catch you next week, Thursday, same time, roughly.
Same place. Meet us back here.
Yeah, meet us here. We'll invite you.
You're
If
allowed.
if you don't get the invitation, it probably just got lost in the mail. It's with our invitation to Gary's wedding. So catch you next time.
Catch you on the flip side.
Oh.
Yeah.